Good morning, my dear students. We are continuing the topic nutrition in human beings, and we know that the first step in the digestion process in human beings is ingestion, and with the help of our hand, we will just intake the food, and when we intake the food, it reaches the buccal cavity, and there occurs the mechanical digestion of food with the help of teeth, tongue and salivary gland. So first part which is coming under this alimentary canal is buccal cavity or oral cavity, and we know that the buccal cavity contains teeth, tongue and salivary glands, right? And teeth are of different type and different functions, incisors, canines, premolars and molars, and tongue is the muscular organ which helps in the mixing of food with saliva, then to determine the taste, then it helps us to speak, like that. And salivary gland is the third part which comes under this buccal cavity, and the salivary glands will secrete saliva which contains an enzyme called salivary amylase, and this salivary amylase helps in the conversion of complex food particles which is called as starch into a simple form in the form of sugar. Okay, so these are the things that we have discussed in our previous class, and today we are going to discuss about the next part that comes under the alimentary canal after buccal cavity. So from the buccal cavity, the food will pushed or swallowed into the long and narrow muscular tube which is called as esophagus or food pipe. Okay. And the food will pass through the food from the buccal cavity will pushed through another short muscular tube which is called as pharynx, and through this pharynx the food reaches the esophagus or food pipe. Okay, so here is the picture of esophagus and pharynx. There are certain things that need to be taken care of when we eat something. If we are eating hurriedly or talk or laugh loudly while eating, as it may cause hiccups or a choking sensation. This happens when food particles enter the windpipe instead of entering the esophagus. The windpipe carries air from the nostrils to the lungs. It runs adjacent to the esophagus, but inside the throat, air and food pass through a common passage. We cannot breathe and swallow at the same time. When food is swallowed, a flap-like valve called the epiglottis closes the passage of the windpipe and allows the food to enter into the esophagus. If by chance food particles enter the windpipe, it gets choked and results in cough or hiccups. So when the partially digested food enters the esophagus, the wall of esophagus will contract and expand. Thus, contraction and expansion of esophagus occurs, and that helps to move the food into the stomach, which is the third part that comes under the alimentary canal. Okay. So from the esophagus, what happens to the food? It is pushed by the movement of the contraction and expansion of esophagus occurs, and with the help of that movement, the food is pushed into the stomach. So the pushing of the food by the walls of esophagus by a slightly wave-like movement is called as peristalsis. So the food is pushed by the walls of esophagus in a wave-like manner, and that movement is considered as the peristaltic movement or peristalsis. Okay, and through peristalsis, the food enters to the next part of alimentary canal, which is called as stomach. Stomach is the most important part of digestion, and it is a J-shaped organ. It is a J-shaped organ and having a thick wall. Stomach is a J-shaped, thick-walled organ, and it is the widest part of alimentary canal. Stomach is the widest part of alimentary canal, and inside the wall of stomach it contains certain gastric glands that will secrete the gastric juices or digestive juices. Inside the wall of stomach there is gastric gland, and that will secrete digestive juice. Okay, and this digestive juices contain three components, or three substances. HCl means hydrochloric acid, then mucus and pepsin. Okay, so in the wall of stomach it contains gastric glands, and this gastric glands will secrete digestive juices, and this digestive juice contain three substances: hydrochloric acid, or HCl in short, then mucus and pepsin, and these three components will be having three different functions too. HCl will helps to kill the bacteria which enters into the stomach along with the food. So the food that we eat may contain the bacteria, so that is being killed with the help of this HCl, which is secreted by digestive gland or gastric glands present in stomach. Okay, gastric glands will produce digestive juice, and digestive juice contain HCl. HCl helps to kill the bacteria present in food. And also there is one more function of HCl. HCl provides an acidic medium for the action of this digestive juice. Okay, so for the action of digestive juice, HCl provides the acidic medium, and it enhances the digestion process. Okay, so the next function, the mucus function of mucus is it will protect the inner lining of stomach from the action of these enzymes and also the action of HCl. We know that HCl is the acidic substance and it may cause the harmful effect to the stomach. So that mucus lining is there to protect the stomach from the action of this HCl and also from the action of digestive juices. And the third substance which is present in digestive juice is pepsin. Pepsin helps to convert the protein present in the partially digested food. Proteins are converted to simple forms called peptones in acidic medium. In the acidic medium, with the help of HCl in acidic medium, proteins are converted to peptones with the help of pepsin. Okay, pepsin helps in the conversion of complex proteins into peptones, which is a simple form and with the in an acidic medium. Okay. So these are the three substances present in digestive juice, which is secreted by gastric glands. So inside the stomach, the food is converted to a partially digested form, a semi-solid form, which is called as chyme. So inside the stomach, what will happens to the food? The food will be converted to a partially digested semi-solid condition, which is called as chyme. And then the chyme enters to the small intestine. Small intestine is the next part, fourth part that comes under alimentary canal, and that we will be discussing in our next class. I hope all of you understood this. Okay, thank you.